Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. And today we're going to do a flip through of a deck that I got on Etsy. It's the Tarot of the Unknown. Super, super cute deck. It's a second edition. Currently, when I checked this morning, it is out of stock, but I am confident that this artist is going to put it back in stock because it's really, really cute. I think a lot of people, I know Alicia Wicker is very interested in getting a deck. There also was a predecessor deck that he had done as well. But we're going to take a look. We're going to do a flip through because this is a very different deck. It's not all based on the Rider-Waite. It's got some Rider-Waite and it's got some of another deck that he worked with or that he created over the garden. So definitely when it comes back in stock, I got it on Etsy. I'll put a link in the description below. When it comes back on Etsy, if you're a reader, if you like kitschy, fun little decks, I strongly recommend that you get this one. We're also going to take a look at the Phantasma Oracle deck that also is available on that website from the same artist. Very, very cool deck. It's a companion deck to this deck, in my opinion. Colors are a little bit different, but it still is just like a super, super great companion deck for it. So let's get started. So ordered this a few months ago, I guess. I certainly within 2022. Let's switch views so that, sorry, I'm having some trouble moving that over. There we go. And sorry, we're just going to adjust my camera. My camera's giving me a little bit of trouble today. So cute little box that it comes in. I spent a few extra bucks and had the artist sign it. Artist is Chris Smith. And what comes in the package, I got a cool little sticker from Quarter Press. I got a little thank you. Divine thanks. Super nice. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm just keeping it with the deck in the box right now. And I got a fortune, including some lucky numbers. So definitely, again, I tell everybody, lesson learned, keep your boxes, keep them stashed away, even if you put it into a storage and you just keep them in bags. But, certainly keep your boxes, because if the deck is going to be valuable later, they're going to want it with the original box. So with the deck comes some extra cards. The back is a little Halloween-y kind of vintage vibe. It's a great cardstock. It's a really heavy cardstock. I don't know if you can see gilded edges. We'll look at that a little bit closer when we pull up the big deck. There's a little bio about how the deck came about Chris Smith. I'm assuming that's what he looks like. So that is pretty cool. And for beginners, they have cheat cards for the major arcana and the suits. So very cool. I've never seen this in any other deck that I've ever gotten. There's always been some kind of leaflet or something that comes with the deck. So that was like quite a treat to have. So gold gilded edges. Those of you that know me personally, you know how much I love anything that's sparkly. So this is super sparkly. And we are going to start with his Fool card, who is not in fact a fool, but the Greg. And since we're doing a flip through, I'm drinking some wine. Cheers to you all in my musical glass. So we have the Greg. The Greg is a little bit different from the Fool, but the elements remain the same. He has a cookie and he has a teapot on his head, which is awesome. Coloring is still the same. He still has his little doggy friend, but this dog has a bit of a patchwork color to him. So not the traditional just white dog. Then for the Magician, we have the Word. The Word looks a little bit different, a little bit more serious, I think, even than the Rider-Waite. But some of the elements are different in here. The suits are a little bit different, and we're going to go into those a little bit more. You can see there's a red solo cup there and an axe. So those are a little bit different, but he is just as cute as a button. High Priestess is the High Beatrice. Adorable. I recently did a Harry and Meghan reading, and it was someone who we were asking if there's anyone who's kind of looking out for them and trying to advise them, and it came up the High Beatrice. Didn't even realize it, but Beatrice is one of the York sisters. Pretty cool. We have Empress Marguerite and Emperor Endicott. Little different from our Rider-Waite. Everybody knows I love that Rider-Waite because he has the suit of armor underneath his red cloak. And then Adelaide the Hierophant and the Lovers, traditional card. But for some reason, the male lover is in a gorilla suit without the hat, so without the head. So Chariot, Anti-Whispers, the Woodsman. Same traditional Wheel of Fortune, but this is a roulette wheel-ish. Justice, and we have Mr. Frog in there, which totally makes me think of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride from the Disney cartoon. The Highwayman, I love this. And it's a little bit different. He's a little darker. He looks a little, he's still introspective, but he looks a little bit less peaceful than the Hanged Man we see in the traditional deck. And then we have the Lorna. The Lorna instead of death. She's a little spooky. Temperance. And we see our red solo cups that are making their appearance. And then the Beast, which we have a very spooky scene here with the Beast. And that's the Greg is there. And I don't know if that's the word, but we do have some other elements showing up. And the Enoch instead of the Tower. So this is a very, very interesting card. And you're going to see a lot of pumpkins in this deck. So, and I when I got this deck, I really thought I was going to reserve it for Halloween, but it actually reads really well for just general reading. So I love that he's got a little hat that's flying off here. The Citaria. So here and or not Citaria. I'm sorry. Stadia. So, but for some reason, there are parentheses in there, and I'm not sure why. I guess because it's supposed to be like I don't know. But she's a little bit more clowny. And again, she's got our red solo cups. The Moon, and we've got our domesticated dog, which is a revisit from the Fool's Little Companion. And instead of the crayfish, we have a turtle. So the turtle is the world. So this could be, you know, having the world open up to esoteric knowledge, psychic knowledge, that sort of stuff. But the wolf looks exceptionally wolfy here and shaggy. So very cool. And then we have Jason Funderburger. So here's our sun card. And I love the frog instead of the child. We have the frog there. And we've got, you know, the same elements. We still have our sunflowers and our horse, and everybody looks really happy. It still conveys a very, very good vibe of happiness and excitement. Judgment, we have our angel, we have our folks rising from the dead, still same thing. I like the wheat that we have in the background. I believe it's wheat. It definitely adds an element that I like, harvesting, reaping, that sort. And then we have the world. And there we are, completely through the major arcana. So we go into our wands, and we're going to head right toward those wands. Two, again, we're going to see this element of frogginess. We have our little pig. There's some more frogs. I love the expression on his frog's face. Our 5 of Wands with all sorts of elements. Now, this depiction of the 5 of Wands I really like, because we have different animals there. And, you know, the 5 of Wands is supposed to be collaborative, working together with different opinions, different energies, different creative perspectives. So having the different animals there, I think, does give it a much more robust vibe than the traditional Rider-Waite, where we have just you know, white Eurocentric males fighting. So, you know, it really is a limited a limited perspective that we can have. Whereas here, granted, they're all animals, but they are different types of animals. We have fox, we have raccoon, we have possum, and we have some kind of cow thing. And I believe that this is a frog down here because there is a little eye peeking out. Then we have our 6 of Wands, our 7 of Wands. And, you know, the 7 of Wands is about balancing. To have a cat in there, awesome. I love that. You know, cats are masters of balance. Our 8 of Wands, and this is the hardest card I have when I teach novices, because everyone goes, it's just a bunch of sticks. I don't know what it means. 8 of Wands, speed, progress, things are happening, creation, you know, speeding toward the finish line is what you have to think about. It's like the final press toward completion. And then we have our 9 of Wands, and a deer is there. Deer, very strong, but still very fragile in the sense of they are a delicate type of animal, graceful type of animal. And there's Mr. Frog, once again, toiling with his wands. And our Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, King of Wands, Emperor with no clothes. So for this deck, he's replaced the swords with the axes. I like this. I think this is a great idea. You know, it definitely gives us the element of more oomph behind those swords. Swords are delicate and cutting, but when we have the axe, that can push a little bit more of a forceful kind of energy. So I do read the messaging with this is a bit more forceful. So we have our 2, 3. That feels like it hurts. So I know with the swords through the heart, that is, oh, you know, we feel some pain. We're experiencing loss. We're experiencing heartbreak. This looks like, oh, like it gets you right in the chest. So I do like that. And then our 4 of axes, we have him dreaming. So the 4 of swords in the traditional Rider-Waite is a soldier either sleeping or laying in state, having been killed in battle. But it's a rest period. It's kind of trying to get back to where you need to get to, thinking about, you know, relaxing after the battle and kind of making your plans. So with this, much different element here. We're looking more at, you know, the resting and the psychology and dreaming and getting some better ideas. So it has definitely a different feel to it. The 5 of axes has a more sinister vibe. Artwork on the face, the expression on the face of the main character is really conveying a shadiness that I think sometimes escapes us when we have the 5 of swords in the traditional deck. And then our 6 of swords, or 6 of axes in this deck, going from chaotic waters to smooth waters. And this is really shown very well here. We have chaotic waters into smoother waters. heading towards salvation. And there's our 7 of Swords, our shady McShadester guy. He is definitely looking like he's sneaking away with something. In some decks, this is hard to decide whether he's sneaking away or whether he's taking back what's his. There's a lot of discussion about that. So, here we've got a guy who definitely is, I think, taking things away that aren't his. And it's such a warm color on this whole deck. We do have mostly this warm amber kind of sepia kind of vibe to it. Again, very Halloween-y vibe. It feels like the afternoon on an October day before you go trick-or-treating, and it's cool, but it's not cold. It's a little bit warm, but it's going to get cold when the sun goes down. And here we have our gal who is trapped by her axes. She's stuck in the middle and can walk out, absolutely still has all the power. She's not barefoot, but she's wearing socks. So socks in that water, I don't know if I would be too happy about that. And then we have our 9 of axes, and the axes look like they are out of reach, chaotic, really troubling to this man who is down on the ground. And then we have our 10 of axes stuck in that log. Definitely, it looks like Dunsville. We've got darkness in the sky, still maintaining that amber feel. And then our Page of Axes. There he is, bold and brazen. Knight of Axes. He is going chaotic on the top of his wagon. Queen of Axes. And our King of Axes. Little pilgrimy vibe with them. So now this, I think, is one of the best things about this deck is the red solo cup. Everybody loves a red solo cup. My age group, it means a lot. It means you're at a keg party and you're having a good time. So I love that he did that. The lovers, the male has a mask on, and they are greeting with and she's a little vampire. They're greeting with their red solo cups. Here we're at another Halloween party with a cowgirl, an egg, and a little girl in like a flowery dress, and they have their reds. More Halloween party with little haunted ghosts there, haunted clown there, and the recurrence of a facsimile of the Greg, the Fool card in this, wearing his teapot on his head. Super cute, with a little froggy friend. And the 7 of Cups. Now, we have a lot of choices on the cups. You do see some choices there, and we have a witch that's involved. Some of you know, I do like to look at the 7 of Cups as a gaslighting card. It's, blowing smoke up on somebody. Or sometimes it can be dazzled by choices. You have too many choices. You have too many things going on. But I definitely like that there's a witch there. There's some element of gaslighting on her. Still going with our red solo cup. And if you look, the element's a little bit different. He's climbing those stairs. But the picture in the background is reminiscent of the Rider-Waite deck. Pretty cool little homage there. And there's our 9 of Cups, lucky card. And our 10 of Cups, everybody's happy, party's going great. There's our Page of Cups. He looks like Howard the Duck. Knight of Cups in his cute little giraffe outfit. Queen of Cups in her ghosty, Halloweeny, I don't even know what. She's got a crown. It's like she put like 27 costumes together. I love it. And our King of Cups, who doesn't appear to be dressed at all. Ace of Pentacles. We're going to see a lot of pumpkins in this one. Little pumpkin men and women. 4, 5, still with the imagery of the mendicants. Everyone knows I love the mendicants in the 5 of Pentacles. And our 6 of Pentacles, I believe that's a parsnip right there. I think he is supposed to be a parsnip. Super cool. Parsnips, they don't get their fair share in the vegetable world. 7 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. And she looks like she is one of those white pumpkins. Super fancy. 10 of Pentacles. And we have lots of pumpkin folk in there. And there's our itty baby Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. And she is a cabbage, by the way, I believe. I don't think that she is a pumpkin. You can sound off in the comments if you think she's something other. And there's our King of Pentacles. So that is the Tarot of the Unknown. Like I said, right now, today is July 2nd, 2022. Right now, the deck, when I looked on Etsy this morning, it was out of stock, but hopefully he will get it back. Now, this is the Phantasma Oracle that he has. Now, I discovered when I went on last night today when I went to check on the tarot deck, he actually has a box of oracle cards. It's a set, and it comes with 90 oracle cards, but it's got plenty of room in this box set for you to add to it. So I believe I could get that box set and then add the Phantasma Oracle into it. Pretty cool. It's based on some cartoons. He's got some neat stuff in there. Again, definitely recommend that you check that out. So we have our title card here, which is really cool. And I did not put these in the order of the booklet, and I'm not going to go through the meanings of them, but we have the sword. These are not reading that well. And the sun. The wand. And you can see they're similar, but not exactly the same. I love this 1940. This actually works really well with my Mystical Melodies deck as well. I originally got this one to go with the Mystical Melodies. The whistle, the star. And this is the scuffle. Those of you that remember the book from Sesame Street, the monster at the end of this book, the Grover book, this totally reminds me of that. The Happy Squirrel, those of you that know the Mystical Melodies deck that I have, there's a happy squirrel and a sad squirrel. Love the squirrels. The creeper, not the reaper, the creeper. There is a C there. Who doesn't love a good creeper? The hanging man. The flip. The peeper. The palpitating heart. Equity. Awesome equity card. I do like this very, very, very much. Pouring out evenly, but it's a skeleton, so it could be a reaper here. Not a creeper, but a reaper. The cat. This cat does not look happy. Not like my house panthers at all, who are very happy cats.